Good morning, Facebook Live. I am Steve from Middle Kingdom Fitness. I'm experimenting today. First of all, I want to explain the no shirt thing. I'm in my gym. It's a home gym. There's nobody else here. And it can get really, really hot. It's not hot just yet. You probably hear the fan in the background. That's the only reason the shirt is off. I don't think that I'm in shape enough to make videos, fitness videos without a shirt, but it's a necessity. And today's an experiment. I normally, as most of you know, make my videos during my cardio session, and it makes the session go a lot faster. But I decided to give it a shot too during my workout video. See if I can just spice things up, change things up. So today we're going to do back and biceps. That's a good video for this because I don't have to move the camera around too much. There might be things in the way every now and then, but that's just the unedited reality of it. So we're going to start off with bent over rows. I'm working on a new technique, or tweaking my form, if you will. So I dropped the weights considerably last week or so just to practice the form. So it's hard to see me here, but I'm here, trust me. So maybe just a couple of warm-up sets. I'm going to nudge this up just a little bit so I have more room, so I can hinge my backs properly, leading with the butt. Okay, 8 sets just the bar. Again, I don't discuss weights. It's not about ego lifting. It's not about competition. But by watching this, something you might be able to figure out the weights if you're really that astute. And if so, be my guest, but it's not something I'm going to share with you. So lately, yesterday anyway, not lately, but I switched up cardio with my lifting. I ended up doing my cardio in the morning and my lifting in the evening, and that's happened a few times. And it was chest, and every exercise that I did, I reached a new high, which supports the studies that show that training in the evening, you're stronger than training in the morning. Let me get this next warm-up set in. I know you can't see it too well, but it's just a warm-up set. And my problem was I wasn't leaning over enough. Okay, let me just turn the camera up ever so slightly. Turn it down, actually. Camera 1, pan down. Okay. So I'm going to throw some weight on here, practicing home gym safety procedure, which means that when I put one weight on, I then push it all the way as close to the middle as I can so it doesn't tip over and hurt the floor or hurt the chin. So I'm going to start with light weight to begin. I've already done my warm-ups, but I've been taking extra precaution lately. Just grabbing my wrist straps. These are for grip. And I think it's important because our hand grip gives out before our back strength. And this is a back exercise, so we shouldn't let a slipping grip affect our lift. Now, I don't really need it for this particular weight, but I like to remain consistent. Yesterday when I was doing bench presses, I did 2 warm-ups and 3 sets barehanded. But then I felt like I was slipping, so for the 4th set I put on the gloves. And I don't know if that reflected, I don't know if that was the best choice. I think next time I should just wear the gloves the whole time. I don't like to change things up mid-workout. Okay, so I have the weight, I'm hinging, my butt's going out, and then it's almost like I'm doing a RDL. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Put the weight back slowly and carefully. I didn't start my book yet. I need to do that. So today is October 21st. I call this day 2. Back and by. We just did the bent over row. We did 2 warm-ups. And then we did the first set. And now I'm going to write the number for the second set. Let me just check the previous week. Ah, okay. I forgot that I dropped the weight. So I'm already over. All right, so I'm only going to do some subtle. Okay. Wow. Okay. Glad I saw that. So I'm only going to make it slightly heavier. I would have made it too heavy with the new technique. Where's my other 5? There it is. So this is an experiment, like I said. If this is not working for me, I do reserve the right to end the video and put music on like I normally do. So far, so good on this end, no complaints. I mean, I realize you can't see me perfectly and the angle's not great, but this is live, so I'm trying to do the best I can with what I have, which is always a good philosophy. Do the best you can with what you have. Wrapping in my bands again, my straps, my grips, whatever you want to call them. So I'm accidentally doing 20 pounds heavier. That's cool. Okay. Hinge. Arms all the way down. See, I get a much better range of motion with this technique. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, I'll take that. I'll take off the 5s, replace them with 10s. I guess I should use the safety collars. I'm really not in any danger at this point, but better safe than sorry. Protect the floor, protect my toes. Let's update the book. Yeah, I have apps that I can do this on, but I prefer to do it on paper. Some things I don't want to progress. I want to be old school. A little bit of water. Not too cold. So it is early Saturday morning. It's about 7:15 or so, give or take. I will be doing my cardio later, even though, actually, if I don't get to it, that's just fine, because today is Saturday, and Saturdays and Sundays are supposed to be my off day from cardio. However, I have been enjoying it so much that maybe I'll just do it anyway. We'll see. Okay. So not including the warm-ups, this is our 3rd out of 4 sets. This hinge makes all the difference. Seven, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now I was doing much heavier with the other technique. I'm not going to say the other technique was wrong, because it wasn't wrong, it's just different. I think this technique will isolate more than the other one. Isolate the middle of the back. And the upper back, but I think it'll take out more of the lower back, glutes and hamstrings, which I'm not going for today. So again, sorry for repeating myself, I don't discuss how much weight I'm lifting, but I will tell you that over the course of these 4 sets, the lifting weight has increased by 30 pounds. So, just trying to tell you that I am a firm believer in progressive overload, getting heavier and heavier each set. That's very important to me. I'll get the book. Another reason why I don't reveal the weight is because the weight is truly not important. It's, if you were to make an upside down pyramid of the priorities to good lifting, weight, as far as I'm concerned, would be on the very bottom. Technique, intensity, much more important. I've always said, and if you've heard me tell you this little anecdote, I apologize. If I were stranded on a desert island and all I had was 2 5-pound dumbbells, I think I can build good muscle based on the technique, based on the intensity. Of course, I would increase the reps, but my point is that you can build big muscle without big weights. Granted, if you want like giant muscles, you need weight, but just to have good, lean muscle mass, you can do it with just about anything. Hell, if I were on an island, I'd grab a coconut. 4th set, and we'll move on to what I call the high cable row, or the high row. I don't have a cable machine, but oh, you'll see. Sorry, I'm kind of low energy this morning. Stick out the butt. 1, 2, 3. Watch your knees. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, I'll take it. I'm going to draw an upward arrow next to the last set, and that's my indication that I need to go higher. Heavier weight next time. Let's write down the name of the next exercise. High row. Check what we did earlier this week. It'll be the same weight. Okay, that makes sense. Because today's the second day of the week for this workout. This is how you have to deal with it when you have limited weights. I've got to strip all of this clean before I can move on to the next lift. And as you can see, I like to switch back and forth from left side to right side when I'm removing the weights to keep it balanced. If you take all of the weights off of one side, it could tip over. But basically, I've incorporated this transition time, so to speak, into my rest. So now I'm going to pull this all the way towards the end, towards the middle, so I can ensure some safety. This will be documented in my next Udemy course, which is about making the most out of a home gym. Okay, what do I need? One more big plate. Now you can't really see it from this angle. I'll tilt the camera just a bit. But I can't get any more weight on this. So when this used to be my last set only, I worked it to a point where my maximum weight for this particular exercise on a given day, instead of doing it on just my fourth set only, now I do it on all sets. Starting Tuesday, if I can get through 12 reps of this across the board, which I think I can, then I'm going to add resistance bands to simulate extra weight. And I've been experimenting with them. So I have the V-bar on. I'm attaching myself. Again, we want to take the grip out of the equation. There are plenty of other exercises I can do for grip if I choose to do so. I don't need to do it on my back exercises. Got it nice and tight, feel like I'm revving up a motorcycle. Now, if I were in a true gym situation, I would try and almost be directly under this, but with the home gym, it's not practical because the bar is right here, but also with the angle and the friction, so I am slightly behind it. It is a slightly smaller range of motion. If I were at the gym, the top of this would be much higher, so I could get a stretch on the end. So I do the best with what I have. See, it's a little sticky today. Seven, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now I could go a little bit further back when I'm doing what I call the return, but because of the height of this, then it will come to a full stop. And I am a firm believer in continuous tension. Time under tension, continuous tension. So I don't want it to get to a resting position. So I stop just short of that, sacrificing a little bit of the range of motion, a little bit of the stretch to keep the continuous tension. I think it's a good trade-off. I am going a little faster today, I've noticed, I guess because I have an audience. Good morning, Michael. Second set. This one, I am going to say the sets because I don't change the weight, so I kind of forget where I am sometimes. Three, 4, 5. See that? Did you hear that? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I don't know if you heard that, but there was a little bump there, which meant that I pulled it too far and I hit the top. And I'm trying not to do that. I don't believe in any of that. A lot of people try and include excess noise, like hitting the dumbbells together on a shoulder press or a fly. Don't do that. You're only doing that to show off. You want attention. It's not good technique. It could lead to injury. Don't bounce the weights off of each other. Don't let the racks hit the bottom each rep either. Same basic premise. Hey, look at me, boing. Hey, look at me, boing. That's not what it's about. While we're at it, don't slam the weights down either. Nobody gives a shit. Cut it out. It doesn't make you tougher. It doesn't make you more of a man. It doesn't get you more attention. It'll get you attention, but negative attention. Don't be a gorilla in the gym. Okay, third set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, oh, too far, 8, 9, 10, 11. I like to keep my legs wide apart when I do this because I just don't trust this gym. I don't think it's well made, but it was inexpensive. But I've added more weight than they've included in their set, so I almost feel like I might be overburdening it, and I'm using different handles. So anyway, I have this fear that the cable might snap. So that's why I keep my legs apart. I don't want my legs crushed. So this will be our fourth set, provided I complete the 12 reps on Tuesday. Yeah. Tuesday? Yeah, I will be doing back and biceps again. And on the fourth set, I'll add the bands. I'll do that for Tuesday and Saturday. And if I could still do the 2 reps, then I'll add the bands also to the third set and work my way down. And once I'm doing it across all 4 sets, then I'll add a second set of bands. Basically, I'm buying time. I'm adding weight, but instead of continually adding weight and using up more bands and eventually running out, I add the weight and then I increase the reps, so to speak. So the increase of the reps takes up 3 weeks. So basically, it's just adding a band a month, excuse me. Increasing the heavier sets, decreasing the lighter sets as I go along. Progressive overload doesn't just mean weights. It can mean volume, it can be intensity, advanced techniques, even change of rest. All fits under the progressive overload category. Too many people think it just refers to weight only. Okay. Fourth set. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, too far there, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, so that means I can go heavier next week. Again, being Tuesday. Wow, it seems like that workout comes out quite fast. Saturday? Sunday? Yeah, Tuesday. All right, so I'm going to take off the handle. And I'm going to put on a traditional lap bar handle, at least that's what I call it. Bar, handle, whatever. And let's consult the old book. Enter what we've done, indicate that I'm ready for an increase. Entering the exercise I'm doing now. Okay. So we're going to start out with 70. What? I don't say weights. So I just have to remove one of these. and add a 10-pound in its place. Tired. I always try to put the weights back in their spot so I can find them when I need them without having to search too hard, and also to avoid an extra safety hazard. Okay, so this is the lat pull down. The exercise we did before was a row, and to most people they don't look that much different, and that's understandable. Row movements, such as my first exercise, the bent over row, and the second exercise, the cable row, but also you can do a seated row, you can do a dumbbell row, you can do a T-bar row. So there's all kinds. They work thickness. They help you get a thicker back. Lat pull downs, any kind of pull down move, which we're going to start exploring now, they work width. So rows work thickness, pull downs work width. I try and do 2 exercises of each. Okay, I'm going to strap myself in. It's harder to get a full range of motion on this just because of the design of the apparatus. Got my straps in. I like to put my hands just beyond the bend. I don't tend to go all the way to the end. I see more and more people today on videos using these pull-down bars where they have a circle on the end, and in the middle of the circle there's a bar that you can grip. So it's like a neutral grip in a way. Your palms are facing each other. I see a lot of people using those. That's something I'm going to have to eventually look into, but when it comes to getting new equipment, that's pretty close to the bottom of the list. There's a lot of things I need to buy first. Again, I apologize for no shirt. I'm not trying to make any kind of statement. It's just hot, that's all. Speaking of which, I did weigh in today at 85.4 kilograms. At my lowest, I was 85.1 at the beginning of the week, and then I increased my chicken and egg. I want more protein because I'm trying to build more muscle now. So as long as I stay within that 85 kilogram, 85, 86 kilogram range, eating more, I'll be happy. So far, I've only been doing it 6 days. Today's day 6. After tomorrow, if I'm still in that range, then I know the experiment worked, and I might Monday add just a little bit more protein, another egg, another piece of chicken throughout the day. Just like you have to change your diet if you try to lose gradually, I want to change it gradually when I'm trying to increase. Okay, enough talking. Okay, remember, legs wide, safety first. See, I can't go all the way down to my chest. Well, I did that. And just like I said, don't bounce the weights off of each other. Don't bounce them off of your body either. In a way, that's cheating because you get a little momentum going off, and you're supposed to be fighting it on the negative, the eccentric portion. You should go at least twice as slow returning the weight as you did bringing it towards you. So it's just, if you hit it off your chest, the momentum will make it go back quicker. And you know, you don't have to do exactly double, but you do have to be in control of it. That's the key thing. You have to be in control of the weight going up, and more importantly, going back down. Again, it's not a macho He-Man thing, which many people I know think it is. And if you're watching and you think I'm talking about you, you're probably right. But you know what? I just don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. Whose song is that? For Collins, Genesis? Whatever. I don't care about that either. I'm right, you're wrong. Okay, so now I'm going to do that same weight that I did for the back. For the previous exercise, I did that all 4 sets. This time I'm going to do it for the remaining 3. I can do a little bit more on the second exercise than I can on this third exercise. And you're going to see it's much harder for me to touch my chest. When I do touch the chest, that's all I do. I touch it. I graze it. I don't slam it into my chest. I don't let it bounce off my chest. Same thing when I'm doing bench press. I just want to just touch it so I know I'm getting the best range of motion. But I don't want to destroy the continuous tension either, which is something you can do if you're hitting it on your chest and holding it there for a second. There's a difference between holding a contraction and taking a rest. Okay, so this will be set 2. Set 2. So yeah, I could probably get down to 80 kilograms if I really tried, but when will it stop? So I'm going to take this experiment at 85 and see if I can build the muscle, which will create the illusion that I'm thinner than I am, rather than actually losing another 5 kilograms. Okay. Yeah, I'm not taking my full 3-minute rests in front of the camera. I guess I don't want to waste your time. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Again, it's not about how much weight you're doing, it's about how hard you're working. And I don't think I can do much more on that lift and keep up the technique and the intensity. I was going about 3/4 of an inch away from my chest on all of that. I'm okay with that. I got 2 more sets of these to go. Missing SmackDown, or soon to be missing SmackDown, but anything that's worth watching will be on YouTube later. Me first, everything else second. I know I'm coming off as a little aggressive this morning. I think I just don't have energy and I'm a little bit tired, but I'm not a bad guy. I have goals and I want to achieve them. And I hope you don't fault me for that. You know, I put myself in this situation that I am by working real hard for the last 35 years. So, yeah, I can train 2 or 3 times a day if I want to, and you know what? I will. I've earned it. Whether it be in the teaching field, the wrestling field, you know, I've always had to kowtow to people and cooperate and agree to things that I didn't necessarily believe in order to keep the wheel rolling. But I'm the vehicle at this point. I'm not a passenger, I'm the driver. Any other car metaphor. Okay, 2 more to go. This is set 3, obviously, if I'm doing 4. And I have 2 more to go, right? Okay. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That was a good one. 11. I really fought for that. 12. One more set. That was a tough one. I don't think I'm going to be able to increase the weight for the next session on this one. If I can get 12 out, we'll see. We'll see. Take a little bit longer rest. So tomorrow is Sunday, so I finish out this 6-day routine with shoulders and legs. I've pretty much customized that workout to make it enjoyable. I'm focusing on the muscle groups within the shoulders and legs that I really want to focus on. So with the shoulders, I want to focus more on the side heads of the shoulders, the side delts, because that'll help create the width illusion. I'm trying to grow out instead of up when it comes to shoulders. And with the legs, the quads are my focus. Yes, I do hamstring exercises. Yes, I do calves. But I really try and focus on the quads more, which is why when I do a squat, I'm not squatting right now, I don't go all the way down because that engages more muscles. If I go just below halfway, it's quads only, and that's what I want. I don't like exercises that can hit multiple muscles. I want to put all of the intensity into one muscle, and then I will do another exercise for that separate muscle. Again, quads. Yeah, they can hit hams, they can hit glutes, they can even hit lower back, but all I want is quads. Yes, I need to work on my hamstrings, but I'll do separate exercises for that. I do lying leg curls. I could do Romanian deadlifts. There's a lot that I can do that doesn't involve me training all the muscles together at the same time. Okay, last set. That third one was hard, so let's see about this fourth one. 1, 2, 3. It's a little bit easier so far, but it's only the beginning. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I feel stronger. 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, all right, I'm happy with that. I can go heavier next week. And in all reality, I'm not going heavier. I'm just doing my heaviest set more. And the lighter set, in this case, will be gone. So basically what I did with the high row, that weight that I did today, is what I'll do next week with this, the lateral pull down. Now let's transition, excuse me, to the straight arm pull down. I can take the straps off. I don't need them from this point on. I'm going to put them in their proper spot as a sock instead of just throwing them to the side like I can do at times. But I need to practice what I preach. Stay organized. Put everything where it goes. You won't regret it later. Okay, so now I have to strip these plates off. This is a exercise where I have to go considerably lighter. I've only been doing it, I've reintroduced it into my routine about a month ago. And each week I've had to increase the weight slightly. And hopefully this week will be no exception. Okay, put a 5-pound plate on. This used to be my warm-up exercise. I would do this exercise very lightweight before doing back. But now I'm doing it, it's still lightweight, but it is considerably heavier than what I was doing, to finish the set. Because now I'm using it as a muscle builder instead of a muscle stretcher. This is our last back exercise. We'll move on to bicep. If you're just joining, I apologize for not wearing a shirt, but you gotta beat the heat somehow. I'm just gonna move this dumbbell out of my way. I don't want it to trip me, make me have to change my footing. In fact, speaking of footing, I'm gonna take off my slippers. You know, this is one of those, that's just the way it is things when you have a home gym. I would normally stand a little further away. I'd get a slightly better bend, and also the top of the tower, which you can't see in the picture, would be much taller, so I'd get a better range of motion. But there are some things I just can't fix here. So I am going to get as much of a bend as I can. My feet are back as far as I can. I'm going to bend a little bit lower if I can. And my hope is that this exercise will build my wingspan. I'll spread my hands a little bit wider. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Guess what? I did the wrong weight. I did too little. Well, I've already written it in the book, so I'm not going to cross it out, but I will make the proper increase. So I'm just going to throw 10 over that. Normally it would be a 5, but I got to make up for my mistake. Okay, so now the second set is what weight it should be. Oh well. Happens. I don't like excessive cross-outs in the book, unless it's an increase. Okay, it smells like somebody's burning their trash. Might be us. No, it doesn't look like. Then it just smells like roasting marshmallows, to be honest with you. It doesn't smell like trash. But it is. They don't roast marshmallows here for the most part. I mean, my granddaughter will do it in her own little creative, inventive way, but I don't know where she picked that up from. I taught her how to make s'mores. Okay, second set. Why not? I'm going to also decrease the number of sets for biceps. I decreased the number of sets for triceps. I just believe I'm overworking my arms. So instead of doing 12 sets twice a week, I'm going to do 9 sets twice a week. Even that is above most recommendations. 1, get a better bend. 2. Yeah, the bend is what's really important. I'm trying to squeeze my feet back as far as I can. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm fighting the urge to go up on my heels. My toes are kind of coming up off the floor, but I'm going to write that off to the distance. And I think if I were able to get further away, I mean, if I could stand behind, but then I wouldn't be able to bring the bar. So there's really not much I can do here. I wonder if I turn this backwards. would it work? Why wouldn't it? I think that might solve a lot of problems. Well, no, because then the weight would come hitting them. Yeah, so it was an interesting thought, but it's not going to work out. Writing it down in the book in case you're wondering why I'm quiet. Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to cut down each bicep exercise to 3 sets instead of 4. Okay, third set. I'm just trying to analyze quickly if there's any other way I can do this so I can get my legs back further. This might work. Or I could snap my shin bone. Ah, this does work. Six, 7, 8, 9. This is a great idea. 10, 11, 12. Wow. So what I did, I don't know if you saw that, I stepped through. So my body is actually behind the supports, but my torso is leaning between them. So my legs, just below my knees, are being supported, which, as a bonus, is keeping my feet planted. So I'm increasing the range of motion, but I'm also getting a better footing. So, bully for me. School is cool. Okay, so I need to go up another 5. So I'm going to take off the 5 and add a 10. Yay for me. It's Billy Madison reference, by the way. Write down my progress. I could write everything at the end of each set, but this helps with the rest. Okay. But I don't write how many reps I do because I don't know for sure. I mean, more than likely it's going to be 12, but who am I to presume? Okay, so this is our last set of back. Fix my wristband here. Tie my strings. I hate it when the string gets stuck on the inside. Pull them up a little bit higher. I think that'll create the illusion that I'm less fat than I am. Okay. So again, last set. Let's see if I can start it out by just putting myself in the right position instead of having to step on them. I don't see why not. First one's hard, but second one's a little bit easier. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Beautiful. 9, 10, 11, 12. Beautiful, beautiful. Wow, what a great little modification. Great job, Steve. Okay, so we can go heavier on that one next week. Meeting Tuesday. Let's move on to the biceps. We're going to start with easy bar curl. So today will be a little bit easier because I'm transitioning from 4 sets to 3, and I'm just going to use the first 3 weights from the first 3 sets. And then I'll increase next week. So I'll be back on my heavier weights by next week. But if I start out, even though I eliminated 1 set, I need to start at the first set. If I start at the second set, it will get too heavy too fast. I know you got to continually challenge yourself, but at the same time, you don't want to get hurt, and you don't want to have your spirit crushed. So we have, in total, 9 sets to go. For those of you who've been sticking around for the whole time, I'm going to gradually deconstruct this in my rests. Okay. First set. Easy weight, easy weight. Don't use your back. In fact, if you want, bend over just a slight bit. And there's 12. That went up pretty easily. Did you hear how I added that suffix of ILY at the very last millisecond? So I could use it as the adverb that it was intended to be. Always an English teacher. Where in the other 5 pound there it is. Yeah, I usually take very structured rest breaks in between, but since I'm doing a video, I don't have access to my timer. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. Catch up on the paperwork. I'm like a police officer, most of my time is paperwork. Got a nice bead sweat going. So much so that I get the towel. I walk around the long way. Because it's easy to think through. That would be great if I had my phone in my hand and I could get the extra steps, but I never have my phone on my person when I'm training. But I give myself 500 steps for the workout, which I think is an underestimate. I think I can give myself credit for 1,000, and it would still be fair. My phone has an editing. You can edit your steps, which at first I thought was like a cop-out, but now it comes in handy. Because you know what? I don't always have my phone in my pocket. And I pretty much know how many steps it is in my house to go to the bathroom and back, so I can edit it in later if I forget. But like when I'm doing cardio, I do 1,000 steps every 10 minutes. So I give myself 3,000 steps for the 30-minute cardio. However, when it comes to the lifting, the sessions are much longer, minimum 15 to 30 minutes longer. The intensity is much higher, but the steps are not. So does the intensity equate to the steps? I mean, it's really not an important point anyway, because nobody sees my steps but myself. And what do I really care, as long as I know I'm getting a good workout in? All right, I have a little bit of an ego thing still. I admit it. Okay, second set. It's going to fly by. It's going to seem easy because I'm reducing the sets. I'm also reducing the heaviest weight on each exercise, but like I said, that'll be rectified by next week. It'll be rectified by Tuesday, 3 days from now. I'm going to show you a little bit different way, just to, again, secure the back. I'm leaning against the wall. Actually, I'm leaning against the window, which is probably not a smart idea, but it'll keep the back out of it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I might take this video and also put it on my YouTube channel because it's kind of interesting. I mean, I'm not entertaining anyone, I admit that. But I'm making discoveries. And I am discussing the proper technique, which is always important. Making it slightly heavier. I like to keep the collars up here because I like to keep, whatever possible, all of the equipment that came packaged together. So this is the collar that came with this particular bar. So I have a large collection of collars. I have 6 altogether. Any of them would work, and I'm sure they all work the same. But for some reason, I believe that if it's included in a set, then it was designed specifically for that, which I know makes no sense. It's just me being crazy. So keeping them in here, I can separate them from the other 4. I always know what they are when I need them. And if you step on one of those, you can slide. So 3 benefits to using that. Get a little bit of water here. I'm doing better with my water these days. It's helping that I'm forcing myself to drink a big sip of water, if not a full cup, before and after every cup of coffee. I like my coffee. It's kind of one bite. Well, actually, I have another bite. You can see that in other videos, but just to save you the time. Sting energy drink. I have one a day, from 5 or 6 a day. Okay. Let's continue our deconstruction process. Okay, since there's only one weight on here, you got to take the handle off first. Otherwise, the handle is going to come crashing down on the back of your head. I don't make these things up. They've happened to me. Now I can take it off safely. And since I don't lock it like I should, drop it like it's hot, I can remove it very quickly. And that buys me time in between my sets. Okay, so last set for easy bar curls before we move on to spider curls. I don't know why I'm thinking about it. I've done this way many times. It still feels heavy. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, strip it. Again, to avoid getting conked in the chin, I'm going to switch off from side to side. Sometimes you don't have to push the weights in close enough to the center. But it's probably not the best idea to experiment with that. Let me double check on the weight. Let me finish up what I already did first of all. Increase weight on easy bar, spider curl. Yes, this is correct. And now I have to adjust the bench. Now you're not going to be able to get a good angle on this. I apologize, but again, this is an actual workout. This is not anything that's scripted to get clients or subscribers. So I'm not going to do any fake camera stuff for you. Oops, not high enough. See, I was giving you the disclaimer. I almost made a mistake there. Okay, so this is like preacher curls to the next level. So you will see my back fins, I'm sorry. But I'm going to lean my chest and stomach across here, hang over, and bring the curls all the way up. Hard exercise, I have to do a much lighter weight. I like to get as close as I can to the bar because it gives my arms the most hang down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, let's switch up the weights. See, this is why you need collars. It slid halfway up the bar. I gotta stop being lazy. That could have fallen off the edge very easily. And the tile here cracks even easier. And then my wife cracks me. We'll use the collars this time. And it's funny, I don't use the collars on my heaviest bench presses because if I get trapped under the bar once again, like I did last week, I definitely, if I need to bail and dump weight, which is the worst thing I could do, for so many different reasons, you can't do it with the collars. And even if I had a spotter, it would add a significant amount of time to getting the bar off my throat if they couldn't lift it, taking off the weight one side by one side, and then having to deal with the collars on top of that. I'm just looking ahead to the third exercise. Okay. Okay. Okay, second set. Getting nice and close. I'm going to try and go a little bit slower on the way down than the first set. That makes the exercise exponentially harder. 4, 5, that's right in there. 6, 7, 8, too long of a pause at the bottom. 9, 10, 11, 12. Be back, and wait, record, repeat. That shampoo reference was kind of cute, but more importantly, it was right off the cuff. Didn't plan that out, which makes it a little bit more funny than what it really was. And that's kind of my specialty. My buddy and fellow wrestler Bufa loves my sense of humor because it's very subtle, it's very quick. Nothing I say is outright hilarious in itself, but it's just the accumulation. It's like machine gun shots coming at you. And I've had people in the past who tell me, "Oh, Steve, you're really funny. You should be a stand-up comedian." No, I should not. Because any kind of humor that I try and prepare in advance is not good. But my reaction to people, actions, things said, is pretty good. So I have to rely on other people saying things, doing things, that'll get a reaction out of me. And that's not something you can count on 100% of the time. I mean, I can't get an engagement in a comedy club and depend solely on the fact that people are going to provide me with material. Plus the pressure of that. So. Now I feel enough pressure before each wrestling match. I don't need that kind of pressure. Okay, so this is our third set of our second bicep exercise. Okay. Nope, I don't know what that was. Okay. We've been at this for quite some time, huh? Again, this is a way I've done before, so it shouldn't be a problem. And it is not. The heavier you go, the harder it is to do the eccentric. 10, 11, 12. I'm going to do one more. I might have skipped one. Okay. Okay. And now we're going to finish up with the hammer curls. Whenever possible, I like to have exercises set up in advance so I can just go straight to them. However, with the number of plates that I have and the fact that my dumbbells are not fixed, in other words, I have to add weight instead of just grabbing a different dumbbell. So I have one dumbbell prepared and one that I need this. I strongly recommend that you have at least, well not at least, one variation of a hammer curl exercise in every bicep workout. Okay, looking for a collar. There it is. Got to keep it close. See, this is why organization is important. So I'm going to do 2 sets of the first weight, and then I'm going to increase the weight. I don't think I have enough room to do the movement facing you. So I'm just going to do it to the side. I always double check the collars because they seem like they're tight, but then they loosen along the way. Like I can feel it right now. Okay, so important to me is I'll give you my angle. 2, and the knees. 3, 4, fight it on the way down. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And I can hear the weights rattling, so I'm tightening it. Almost done here, folks. Okay, so every exercise that we've done thus far, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 exercises. By Tuesday, the weight will be increased. I'm not about the numbers, I'm about the increase. And that indicates progress, and that's what you should be looking for. I don't care what the weights are, as long as I can go heavier than I did last time, like you said, heavier than last time, then I'm making progress. Okay. Let's do our second set. Feels much tighter. We'll bend the knees earlier. 1, 2, fight it going down. It's hard to do. Hard to remember. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. I'm going to be out of your camera view perhaps for a moment as I change the weights. And I want 10 pounds on each side, but I only have two, well, that's kind of. I only have two 10-pound plates. I have 4, but 2 of them are metal, which I like, and 2 of them are plastic filled with sand, which I don't like as much, and they're much bigger. So, if I were to do 2 10s for each dumbbell, one would be much higher and wider than the other one. So what I do is I take the 5s off of the one dumbbell that I just completed, put them on the other one, so now I have 10 on that side, and I put the 2 10s on the second dumbbell. This is kind of what, I don't know if you've ever heard of C.T. Fletcher. If you're into fitness and haven't heard of him, then you should look him up. A very motivational guy, strength guy, power lifter. And I don't know if he invented the term, but this is where I first heard it from him. Pig iron. P-I-G. Pig. And what that means is that you're using weights that don't match with each other. It's a mixed set, and often it's rusty or old, but you just gotta do what you gotta do, you know? You can't not work out because your weights aren't attractive or don't match. So this is the last exercise. Just catch my breath. Feel good. I don't feel like it's going to be a problem. Because it's not. I've already done this way. Why am I talking like I'm Magellan exploring? Okay, see again, I heard that little I'm standing on a rubber mat, so if it does fall, the damage will be minimalized, but that doesn't help my toes. You hear that jingling? 3, 4, 5, don't fall, 6. You'll have a hell of a blueprint. That's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, made it. Well, there we go. Let me just enter it in the book before I give the outro. Sorry about that, I didn't even start running. Okay, so I am increasing everything across the board from Tuesday. Okay, exciting. Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. Okay, I'm gonna relax a little bit, prepare my food for the store this afternoon, get a quick post-workout protein meal. Thank you for watching. Commit to consistency, stay positive, stay strong. Zero excuses accepted ever.